That was me 2 years ago, struggling to keep my peonies upright. Did I have peony problems? Did I have peony struggles? That's right. Every season they would flop over and I would come out and keep them upright, only for them to flop over again. So in this video, I'm gonna show you what I am doing now to keep my peonies upright. I'm gonna share those tips with you to keep your peony bright, beautiful. Let's get to it. By now, most of us should be seeing those beautiful red stems poking through the ground. That's how peonies start. They start with those red stems and then they get bigger and then it's a small little ball at the tip and then voila, you got those beautiful big blooms. And it's as simple as this. Cages, just simple cages. You would not believe what a cage does for a peony to keep it from flopping and keep the stems from breaking. If you have a small peony, you want to get cages that are small. If you have a big peony, you want to get cages that are bigger to support the actual width and length of the plant. This one I got from Amazon. You can see it's a circle peony right like this. And this is for a medium-sized peony and it's really easy to assemble. It comes with 3 different legs. I would think that it would come with 4, but it comes with 3. And you just assemble it. You thread the legs through like this. And I'm going to show you how to actually stake your peony because there is a way to stake your peony. Now, you just don't put these cages anywhere. There's a strategic way to put these cages in to make sure that your peony stays upright. The first thing I do is I examine my peony. You can see it right here. They are poking up through the ground. And this is a Shirley Temple peony, and this peony gets to be about 4 feet tall, and it has a prolific bloom pattern. It loves to bloom. So I'm gonna use a circular cage right here, and I'm going to kind of measure it and make sure that all 3 legs are secure on each side. And I'm actually anticipating how it's going to grow. So I know all the peonies are bunched right here. So I'm gonna make sure that I put it in the middle. Now the secret is not to just leave it like this, right? Because if you leave it like this, it has all this room here. And sometimes the stem may go like this or may come out. So you want to get it as close to the peony as possible. So that's exactly what I'm going to do, carefully, carefully. Now this is the tricky part. And in no time, in about 2 to 3 weeks, these peonies will get taller. Right now, it's a little chilly. I don't know if it's chilly where you live, but it's been really, really chilly lately. I know that some parts of the country is actually getting snow. Can you believe that? Snow in April. So you can see right here, it's pretty sturdy. In the next couple of weeks, this will grow right through here. Now this one is a Sandra Bernhardt peony, and this is the type of peony they sell all the time at Home Depot and at Lowe's. And I'll give you a look at what it looks like right here. That beautiful peony. Now this peony, I love this peony. I've had this peony in my garden for about 3 years, and it does get to be very, very big. It says on the tag that the height gets to be 36 to 39 inches and the space 36 to 48 inches. I can tell you that this peony gets to be way, way bigger than that. It is almost 5 feet tall. So a cage that small is not going to work. It's going to need a much bigger cage like this one. You can see this one, unlike the other one that was a little smaller, this one is wider in width and it has that zigzag pattern. And on top of that, the holes are a lot bigger. So this is something that you would use if you had a Sandra Bernhardt or a big peony like this one. This is the best way to put it. Make sure that when you hit it or you bring it up, it is stable. So right now, all the legs are stable finally. And I am going to place this peony. And if your peony looks like this, you need to get on the ball. If it's this tall, over a foot tall, you need to start staking your peonies before it's too late. Because if it gets any bigger than this, you're not going to be able to stake them, meaning that you're not going to be able to get the heads through. You want to stake them now when they are small like this. And I told my husband to do this, and somehow I don't know what happened here because it doesn't seem to be working. Okay, but we're going to make it work because that's what we do when it comes to gardening. We just make it work. Okay. Now this one here, I don't know why it's like this, but I'm going to have to fix that. I did fix it off camera. I didn't want you to see me struggling with this, but again, this is a bigger peony and there are 2 peonies here. And when you stake this in the ground, you want to be careful not to stake the bare root. You want to keep the legs wide, but you want to keep them on each side equally. So again, I did tell my husband to stake this, and I think he did it kind of lopsy-opsy. So I'm going to move this and change this. And wait, here we go. It should be here. There we go. And we just put it in like that. We push down. Now, again, this looks like a lot of work, but believe me, this will pay off, especially if you live in one of those windy cities where it's lots of wind. You do not want your peony stems broken. So this will keep them not only upright and from kissing the ground, but it will keep them protected from the wind. Here we go. There we go. Perfect. Finally, we got this science project out of the way. But so now you're looking at the peony itself, right? And what you want to do is maneuver it. You want to guide it through the holes as much as possible. And don't worry about hurting them right now because they don't have their blooms yet, but they are starting. So you want to make sure that you do this before they start to bloom or they put on those little balls on the top. You see right there, you want to make sure that you start it just before it gets too big. You can see the little bulbs forming already on this peony, and it's still a baby peony, but in the next couple of days, this will really grow very, very fast. And in no time, this bulb right here, you see right there, right here will get so big that it won't be able to fit through the holes. So you want to do that sooner than later. So if it still looks like this, you still have time to get your peony cages, but you are running out of time. So I suggest you do it sooner than later. What I like also about cages is that you can maneuver it. And since it's so small and it's young right now, you can push it through and have it all in one section. So you want to do that. You want to look around and see that they are all in one section and they're growing through the hole nice and evenly. I'm going to give you a wider look at my peony garden and the cages I put in. Right now I have about 6 of them and I need another 6 to complete this peony garden. I have about 20 different varieties of peony here, from Sandra Bernhardt to Shirley Temple to the red striking beautiful varieties, and I am this year putting in some white peonies. So again, I have to mulch this poor bed. It doesn't look that great, but of course life got in front of me, so I will be doing it soon in the next couple of weeks. Every couple of days I come out just to make sure that peony is growing straight. You can see right here, if it's starting to bend, all you need to do is just push it through just like that. If you don't have time to come and look at your peony every day, don't worry. These peonies really just figure it out. Somehow they're able to get through the grooves and not get blocked. But if you do have time, it's good just to keep an eye on it, just to make sure that the stems are not broken or get broken through going through the grooves. So now the hard part is over. Let's talk a little bit about peony care and how to take care of them. The good news is that peonies really take care of themselves. They're non-fussy plants. They don't need a lot of TLC. That doesn't mean that you don't take care of them, but they don't require a lot of maintenance. They are maintenance free, meaning that you can put them in the ground and forget about them. And the best thing about peonies is that they last a long time. I'm talking long time. Some of them last as long as human beings. We're talking about 70 to 80 years old. One time I read an article that a peony was 150 years old. Can you believe that? So this is a plant that definitely gets you bang for your buck, but you do have to know how to take care of them. The good news is that you don't have to water them that much. Peonies are drought tolerant. They don't need as much water as hydrangeas. Don't have to water them as much. I water my peonies during the late spring about maybe twice or 3 times a week. If you do live in those hotter climates though, you're gonna have to get that pitcher and water it a little bit more because obviously your climate is a lot hotter than mine. Now, peonies really don't like warm weather. That's the reason why they grow in cooler climates like mine, 7B and below. If you do live in a warmer climate, you do really have to keep an eye on your peony and try to plant it in an area where it's not blasting sun. But the caveat is that peonies love sun. So if you have a peony that is not getting as many blooms, you may want to move that peony to a more sunny area. And what I like most about peonies is that they're beginner friendly. They're a no-brainer plant when it comes to maintenance. Unlike roses where you have to deal with the pruning and the thorns and if they're growing, and hydrangeas, how to prune them, and old stem and new stem. No. Peonies are easy peasy. That's why hence the name peonies. It's easy to grow. So if you are a beginner gardener, this is the best shrub to have.